Picture this. You're planning your retirement, thinking you've got it all figured out, and then, bam, you realize you could be leaving thousands of dollars in Social Security benefits on the table. In 2025, the maximum benefit is a jaw-dropping $5,108 a month. That's life-changing money. But here's the kicker. Most people don't even know how to get close to that amount.
That's right, Henry. Welcome to IRFM News, where we're diving deep into Social Security benefits in 2025. We're breaking down the latest updates, the new laws, and how you can maximize your benefits, whether you're retired, planning ahead, or helping a loved one. So grab a coffee, get comfy, and let's talk money.
I'm Henry, joined by my co-host Sarah, and you're watching or listening to at IRFM News. Let's get started.
Henry, that opening got my heart racing. $5,108 a month? That's like a dream paycheck for a lot of retirees. But I bet most folks are wondering, how do I even get close to that?
Exactly, Sarah. Social Security is a lifeline for millions of Americans. Over 70 million, actually. It's not just for retirees, it helps disabled workers, survivors, and families too. But in 2025, there are some big changes and updates that could affect how much you get.
Yeah, we're talking about new laws like the Social Security Fairness Act, a cost of living adjustment, and even a shift to all digital payments. Plus, we'll unpack how to aim for that maximum benefit of $5,080 a month. Spoiler, it's not easy, but it's possible with the right strategy.
Today, we're keeping it simple. No jargon, no fancy experts, just me and Sarah breaking it down for you. We'll cover what's new in 2025, who qualifies for the big bucks, and practical tips to boost your benefits. Ready, Sarah?
Born ready, Henry. Let's dive in with the biggest headline of the year, the Social Security Fairness Act.
The Social Security Fairness Act. Okay, Sarah, this is huge. The Social Security Fairness Act was signed into law on January 5, 2025, and it's a game changer for millions of people. Can you break it down for us?
For sure. This law got rid of two rules that were cutting benefits for a lot of public workers, like teachers, firefighters, police officers, and federal employees. Those rules were called the Windfall Elimination Provision, or WEP, and the Government Pension Offset, or GPO.
Hold up. WEP and GPO sound like alphabet soup. What do they actually mean?
Good call, Henry. Let's keep it simple. WEP and GPO were rules that reduced Social Security benefits for people who had pensions from jobs where they didn't pay Social Security taxes. Think of someone like a teacher in a state where their pension comes from a state system, not Social Security. If they also worked a job that did pay into Social Security, their benefits could get slashed.
That sounds so unfair. You work hard, pay into Social Security, and then get less because you also have a pension?
Exactly. That's why people fought for 40 years to get this fixed. The Social Security Fairness Act says, no more WEP or GPO. Now, over 3 million people, like teachers, firefighters, and federal workers under the old civil service retirement system, are seeing bigger checks. Some could get up to $587 more a month.
Wow, that's real money. So when do people see these increases?
Great question. The Social Security Administration, or SSA, started adjusting payments in February 2025. If you were affected by WEP or GPO, you should have gotten a one-time payment to cover the extra benefits you were owed back to January 2024. Most people started seeing their new, higher monthly checks in April 2025 for their March benefits.
That's awesome, but I bet it wasn't all smooth sailing. Any hiccups?
Oh, for sure. Some folks on X have been frustrated, saying they haven't gotten their retroactive payments or increased checks yet, even by July 2025. One person said they called the SSA multiple times and got vague answers from customer service. The SSA says they've paid out over $17 billion to 3.1 million people, but complex cases need manual processing, which takes longer.
That's rough. If you're waiting, that delay can feel like forever when you're counting on that money. Any advice for folks who haven't seen their payments?
The SSA says to make sure your bank info and mailing address are up to date. You can check that on their website, sssa.gov. If you're still having issues, call their hotline at 1-800-772-1213. But be ready for a wait. Some people report being on hold for hours. Also, check the SSA's Social Security Fairness Act page for updates.
Solid advice. Okay, so this law is a big win for public workers, but what else is new in 2025? Let's talk about that cost of living adjustment, or COLA.
The 2025 utbud COLA year update. Right, Henry? Every year, Social Security benefits get a cost of living adjustment to keep up with inflation. For 2025, the COLA is 2%. That means benefits for over 72.5 million Americans are going up by 2.5% starting in January 2025.
2.5% doesn't sound like much. What does that actually mean for the average person?
For the average retiree, it's about $49 more a month, bumping the average check from $1,927 to $1,026. For married couples, it's about $75 more, bringing their monthly benefit to around $3,080. It's not huge, but it helps with rising costs like groceries and rent.
Yeah, but I've seen people on X saying this COLA isn't enough. One person said their buying power is down 20% since 2010 because COLA doesn't match real-world expenses like rent and food.
That's a real concern. The COLA is based on the Consumer Price Index, or CPI, which looks at a bunch of expenses, not just the ones seniors care about most. Some folks feel it doesn't keep up with their actual costs. Plus, if you're on Medicare, the Part B premium went up to $185 a month in 2025, which can eat into that COLA increase.
Ouch. So you get a raise, but then Medicare takes a chunk. Any other big changes we should know about?
Oh, yeah. Here's a big one. Starting September 30th, 2025, the SSA stopped sending paper checks for most people. It's all digital now, either direct deposit or a direct express card. This is because paper checks are more expensive and 16 times more likely to be lost or stolen.
Makes sense, but I bet some folks are stressed about it. Another change I heard about is tax relief. What's the deal with that?
You're talking about the One Big Beautiful Bill, right? It's a tax package passed in 2025 that gives relief to Social Security beneficiaries. Nearly 90% of them won't pay federal income taxes on their benefits anymore because of a new bonus tax deduction. But it's not a total tax elimination. It's a deduction that lowers your taxable income. If you make over $175,000 as an individual or $250,000 as a couple, the deduction phases out.
So it helps most people, but not the super wealthy. Got it. But I heard this bill might mess with Social Security's future. Is that true?
Yeah, there's some worry. The bill cuts about $30 billion a year in tax revenue that goes to the Social Security Trust Fund. Experts say this could make the fund run out a few months earlier, maybe in 2032 instead of 2033. If that happens, benefits could drop by 24% unless Congress steps in.
Yikes, that's scary. So we've got bigger checks for some. A small COLA, digital payments, and tax relief. But the trust fund's in trouble. Let's shift gears. How do we get to that $5,108 maximum benefit?
Maximizing your Social Security benefit. All right, Henry, this is what everyone's been waiting for. How to get that max benefit of $5,008 a month in 2025. It's a huge number, but it's not easy to hit. There are two big requirements, age and income. Let's break it down.
Lay it on me, Sarah. What's the age part?
To get the maximum benefit, you have to wait until age 70 to claim Social Security. If you claim earlier, like at 62 or even at your full retirement age, which is 67 for most people born in 1960 or later, your benefit gets reduced. Waiting until 70 boosts your monthly check by up to 24% because of delayed retirement credits.
So, patience pays off. What's the income part?
This is the tough one. To get the maximum benefit, you need to have earned at or above the Social Security taxable maximum for 35 years. In 2025, that's $176,100 a year. The SSA looks at your 35 highest earning years to calculate your benefit. If you didn't earn that much or worked fewer years, your benefit will be lower.
Whoa, $176,100 a year for 35 years? That's like what, doctors, lawyers, or tech CEOs? Most people don't make that kind of money.
Exactly. That's why the max benefit is rare. The average benefit is closer to $976 a month. But even if you don't hit the max, there are ways to boost your benefit. Want to hear some tips?
Absolutely. Lay out the game plan, Sarah.
All right, here are 5 practical tips to maximize your Social Security benefits. Work at least 35 years. The SSA uses your 35 highest earning years. If you have fewer than 35 years, they plug in zeros, which drags down your benefit. Keep working, even part-time, to replace low earning years. Delay claiming until 70, Like we said, waiting until 70 can increase your benefit by up to 24%. If you can afford to wait, it's like giving yourself a raise for life. Check your earnings record. Go to ssa.gov and set up a My Social Security account. Check your earnings history to make sure it's accurate. Mistakes can lower your benefit. Coordinate with your spouse. If you're married, strategies like file and suspend or claiming spousal benefits can boost your household income. Talk to the SSA or a financial planner to see what works for you. Keep working if you claim early. If you're under full retirement age and working, there's an earnings limit, $2,400 in 2025. Earn more and your benefits get reduced temporarily. But once you hit full retirement age, the SSA recalculates your benefit to give you credit for those reductions.
Those are gold, Sarah. I love the idea of checking your earnings record. I bet a lot of people don't even know they can do that.
Totally. And the My Social Security portal is a game changer. You can access it 24/7 to manage your benefits, update your info, or even see your COLA notice. It's all part of the SSA's push to modernize in 2025.
Okay, but what if someone's listening and thinking, I'm nowhere near that max benefit? Can they still make the most of what they've got?
For sure. Even small moves, like working a few extra years or fixing errors in your earnings record, can add hundreds of dollars a year. And if you're affected by the Social Security Fairness Act, you might already be getting a bigger check. The key is to stay informed and plan ahead.
Love that. Knowledge is power, right? Speaking of planning, what's the long-term outlook for Social Security? I keep hearing the trust fund might run dry.
The future of Social Security and final tips. Yeah, that's the big question mark. The 2025 Trustees Report says the Social Security Trust Fund could be depleted by 2034. If that happens, and Congress doesn't act, benefits could be cut by 23%. That's a scary thought for the 70 million people relying on Social Security.
23%? That's like losing a quarter of your income overnight. Why's the fund in trouble?
It's mostly demographics. People are living longer, having fewer kids, and retiring earlier. That means fewer workers paying into the system and more people taking benefits. Plus, the Social Security Fairness Act and the tax relief from the One Big Beautiful Bill are increasing costs and reducing revenue.
So what can people do to protect themselves?
First, don't panic. Social Security has faced challenges before, and Congress made fixes, like in 1983. For now, focus on what you can control. Save extra for retirement. Build a nest egg through a 401k, IRA, or other savings to supplement Social Security. Stay updated. Follow the SSA's website or their X account at SSA Press for news. Things can change fast. Tell your lawmakers to protect Social Security. Groups like AARP are pushing for solutions, and your voice matters. Plan for taxes. Even with the new deduction, some folks might still owe taxes on their benefits. Talk to a tax pro to avoid surprises.
That's smart. It's all about being proactive. Sarah, any final thoughts before we wrap up?
Just this. Social Security is a cornerstone for millions, but it's not a one-size-fits-all. Whether you're aiming for that $5,008 max benefit or just trying to make ends meet, take the time to understand your options. Check ssa.gov, set up your My Social Security account, and don't be afraid to ask questions.
Couldn't have said it better. All right, folks, that's your guide to Social Security benefits in 2025. From the Fairness Act to the COLA to maximizing your check, we hope you're walking away with some actionable tips.
Thanks for tuning in to IRFM News. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, IRFM News, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next episode.
Got questions about Social Security or ideas for future topics? Drop them in the comments below or send us a message. We're here to keep you in the know.